we go. I'm at the Dresden Robotics Festival, and I'm standing here with Christian Piechnick.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm so glad to be here. But can you tell me a little bit about you represent Wandelbots?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Wandelbots basically is a company developing, so to say, Windows for robots. So today, when you think of robots, so articulated robot arms, manufacturing processes, welding, assembling things, you have many different robot manufacturers all having their proprietary software stack, very old languages, and as a result it makes it super complicated, long-lasting and expensive to make those robots do something useful. What we are doing is basically providing technology which enables everyone, independent on their cultural background, on their education, on basically on what they know, and enable them to teach robots new applications within a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and that's so good. You showed me, because as I told you, I used to work for a company that had a little robotics department.
Okay.
And the oldest guy, the oldest developer worked there because no one else knew the programming language they had to use. But you're using like HoloLenses and different tools to actually, for me, who has no background in robotics, can teach a robot, right?
Exactly, and basically there are two ingredients, or basically three even. So what Microsoft did back in the 90s was basically turning a machine, which was mainly used by military research and some nerds, into something that went to every house, to every company, which was the PC. And they did this by basically solving three problems. The first one was user interface, making those machines super easy to use with a graphical user interface and a mouse as an input device. They has basically enabled everyone to use it in the first place. And then they have solved the hardware heterogeneity problem. Today, you don't care whether your printer comes from Epson or Canon. You just plug it in and you have a standardized printing dialog, and you don't care too much on the hardware. And the third thing was basically providing development tools for this creative workforce of engineers around the planet to develop their own solutions on top. And we at Wandelbots, we're doing exactly the same thing to robots with what Microsoft did to PCs back in the 90s.
I just wanted you to talk us through what your platform is all about.
So yes, so we have a software platform where you can put different applications on top. One we see here, it's a mixed reality application. So you put on a HoloLens and you see a virtual overlay of the real world. And what you see here is a virtual robot basically painting with virtual paint a real object. And what you need this for is like having instant feedback and developing a painting application without actually painting, right? And for developers, it's a super natural user interface, and you blend basically the virtual world, the software world, with the real world, what the robot is basically physically able to do. And that's one thing you can do on top of our platform.
So this means that I could actually put on HoloLenses and train a robot myself without having to know any programming at all.
Exactly.
So cool. Thank you.